Welcome to the third video on how to use Evernote. This time we're going to learn how to make source cards and note cards, which of course is the main purpose for our using Evernote. The first thing you'll want to do is of course find something to use as a source and from which to get notes. I've done something as a sample. I'm pretending that I'm doing a research paper on the Ottoman Empire. I have found one source on the Ottoman Empire, Grolier Online, and I found it through the library's subscription databases, Grolier Online, and because it's from the library subscription databases, I already have an MLA citation for it, which is really handy. I know it's right and I don't have to put it together. So that's one of the benefits of using the subscription databases, by the way, that the library has. You see it down here. So I'm going to start with a source card. I like this source, so I'm going to use it. And I'm going to copy the information that I'll need for my MLA citation. All right here done for me, very handy. I'm going to copy it and go back over to Evernote. And I'm going to click New. First I'll make sure though that I'm in my proper notebook, the notebook that I set up for this research project, the one that starts with my English block and then has my name with the last name first. And then I'll click New, which always means a new card. And before I forget, I'm going to paste what I copied right here. I'm going to give it a title, and because it's an article from Encyclopedia Americana, I think I'll call it that. You can call it what you'd like. You may have your own system for titles. Oops. And for tags, I always have to call my source card, so you'll do the same. Just type the words source card like that, and then a comma, because we're going to call this source card source 1. Oops. My first source card will be called source 1. And those are all the tags I'm going to use for that. The last thing I need to do before I save the card is to make sure that it is pointing to the right notebook. So I go over here and make sure that I have selected my research paper note card, the one that starts with the English block number. I'm now going to save and close it. And it appears as a card below the menu of choices I have. Looks like it's taking a while to load. While it's loading, I'm going to go ahead and do what I need to do to make the first note card from that source. I'm going to go back to my source and I'm going to copy that portion of the article that is going to be helpful to me. The article in my case is so short I'm going to copy the whole thing. You probably won't want to do this unless your article is short too. I'm going to go back over to Evernote and I'm once again going to click New. And again, before I forget, I'm going to click inside the workspace and paste what I have just copied. I'm going to put quotation marks around it to begin with because I don't want to ever claim that I wrote that. I'm going to also put either a paraphrase or a summary of the article there, which I have to do. I have a quote, and now I must put either a paraphrase or a summary. I think I'm going to use a summary just to save time. I'll say the The Ottoman Empire began as a small state in the early 14th century. It reached its greatest extent in the 16th century. That's good. It's a good thing to make either a paraphrase or a summary while you have the materials in front of you. If you waited until later, you may not have all the materials you need to do a proper paraphrase or summary. So that's one thing you need to do on the spot. Now, I'm going to give it a title. I chose this because it had to do with the origins of the Ottoman Empire. I'm not going to write Ottoman Empire because my entire paper is on it, so for the title I'm going to put Origins. And I'm going to put, I think I'll put Origins and Growth. You have your own system, as I say. For tags, though, I need to always put, for any note card, I need to write note card. And I'm going to put Origins as my tag, because I'm going to have other cards about origins as well. And then I also want to always put source, put the source number here. And lo and behold, the previous tags I have created in this box from other cards appear. I'm not going to choose source card because this is not a source card, but it's from source 1, so I'm going to choose that. I'll go over here to make sure it appears as that. Good. So any note card, you want to have the words note card as a tag. You want to have the source card number that applies to that note, but you don't want to have source card chosen because it's not a source card. And then you want to have any other tags that you think you should have. And once again, I'm going to check to make sure I'm saving this to the correct notebook. And I am. So now I'm going to save and close it. And then I have my first source card and the first note card from that source. When I want to find something, it's easy. First of all, I want to select this notebook so I have only the cards made during that notebook, and then I want to further refine my search by clicking the tags button. And I will, suppose I wanted to say, well, I want to see all of my note cards only. Well, I click note card, and of course when I really want to use this feature, I'll have a lot more note cards. So I can quickly see what note cards I have. Similarly, if I want to see all my source cards, I'll click source cards. If I want to see all of my cards from source 1, whether it's a source or a note card, I'll click source 1, and up come the source and the source card and all the note cards for source 1. So tagging them becomes very important when you have more than just a few cards in order to order your cards. That is all you need to know initially for creating source and note cards. And at this point, you may begin your research.